Good day, everyone. You are welcome to today's class. Today we'll be considering sort, and then we have a question on the board. But before we go into the question on the board, let me play recap some law that guides the operation of sort. So let's look at those laws. Now, number one, we have multiplication law, and in a situation whereby you have root A multiply root B. So it can be written as root A times B together. Then we have another one where you have root A dividing root B. So it can be written as root A over root B. So let's take note. Then please note that when you have root A plus root B, it can never be root A plus B because they are not in the same class. That's what we call like sort. Also, when you have root A minus root B, note that it can never be root A minus root B, same together. So please take note. Now let's quickly go back to our question. So when you have root 80 plus root 20 minus root 45. Now, the first thing you have to do is to break them to the simplest operation. Now look at 80. What's the number you will use to multiply each other that will give you 80? But one of it must have a perfect square. The two numbers you can multiply that one will have a perfect square. Take for instance now you have 80. Now if you cannot remember, you can break it. Let's assume you use 8 and 10. You know it will give you 80. Then here you use 4 times 5. You know it will give you your 20. Then here you can use your 9 times 5. But you discover that under this, we don't have a number that will give us a perfect square. So this can be, you can break it to be what? 4 times 2, then times 10. That will give you what? Your 80 back. Here, what's the square root of 4? That will be 2. Then you are now left with root 5. Then the square root of 9 is 3. So you are now left with root 5. Now you discover that this, instead for us to be wasting time on this, you can see that 2 is still here. So we can break this one as 4 times 2 times 2, then times 5. So that all of them will be in the same order. So we have 2 root 5 minus 3 root 5. So let's compare this. This times this, 4 times this, that's 16. So we have 16 times 5 plus 2 root 5, then minus 3 root 5. So what's the square root of 16? That will give us 4 root 5 plus 2 root 5 minus 3 root 5. So this is what we call like sort, just like what you are used to, like time. They are the same sort. So what you are going to do, this plus this, that will give us 6. That will be 6 minus 3, all of them in root 5. So when you subtract this one, it will give us 3 root 5. So that will bring us to the end of this question. I hope